Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of In the Cup. And we have a lot to unpack today. But first, we'll talk about our weekend. Amanda, how did you hit them this weekend?
Yeah, so I hit him pretty straight. I did have a mean right hook for a couple of them,
Mm,
but
I know how you
mm,
feel.
yep, making consistent contact, I feel much more comfortable. Had a couple of birdie putts, which was good.
Love that.
It was fun. It felt like 105 out. So I was really thinking that we weren't going to go, but we still
God
went.
made you go.
Yeah. So, but I bailed after 9. They stayed and played 18, and I came home and showered.
Yeah, hot
But
golf is not fun at
no.
all.
Well, and it's like you're just exhausted,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't I mean, I can never follow the ball anyway once I hit it, but like it's hard to even see it when you're like setting up your like driver or whatever because
Hmm.
there's just sweat on your face, sweat in your
Yeah.
eyes.
And on your hands with the grip.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
not great, but it was fine. It was good. I mean, the cart girl was not going around, so they
Yeah.
because of the heat, they were like, "No, we're not giving you guys alcohol," which, I mean, I get
What
it. I
about like
respect.
regular beverage, like
They
Gatorade?
were coming out around with water and cold towels. So
Okay, that
that
works.
that works. That's okay. It'll take the place of my transfusion for the day.
Okay. You just gotta stay
But
hydrated.
yeah. But no, it was good. It was a long weekend that felt like a short weekend,
Always.
always. But what about you?
Well, I also played, and it was hotter than I thought it was gonna be. I have a
Mhm.
tan line that I've never seen before, so I don't know how long that's gonna take to fix, but I was wearing, like, a razorback
Yeah.
dress, so now I have, like, this going on my back, which is fun.
Mhm.
Thank you, Aruba Aloe, for saving my
Yes.
life. But I shot my best round of the season. I'm a little frustrated because I shot a 91, trying to break 90. So
Yep.
it's like you leave those 2 strokes out
Mm.
there and it's so frustrating. But I will say that overall, a lot of positives because
Good.
I think I snowmanned the first and the 10th hole. Apparently, starting holes are not my jam.
Yeah.
But then I parred the next 3. So I was like, who am I?
Ooh.
Who does this?
Okay.
Yeah, and I parred all of the par 3s, which is also rare.
Love
So,
that.
we're almost there. We
Yeah.
will do it. But it was great. The weather, again, was a little bit hot, but there was a
Mhm.
breeze. Thank God the guy that I got paired with had a ball retriever because I did hit
Ooh.
one into the little creek. So
Mhm.
had to go get that guy out. But overall, a good round. I'm very happy with it. I'm just itching and chomping at the bit to break 90, but we'll
Yeah,
get
you'll
there.
get there. I mean, 91 is amazing, and the fact that you just feel more comfortable and more confident with it, it'll happen real
Yeah.
soon.
2026 is my year,
Mhm.
hopefully. But other than that, had a little massage and pool time as well. And I'm
Ooh.
thinking the massage might have helped me. It might have maybe it loosened me up before the round.
Hey.
Shout out to Margot at RBI Magic Lands.
Yep. I mean,
10 out of
listen,
10.
we'll have to try it again.
Yeah. Well, these are pretty expensive, so I don't know if I could try it
Yeah.
again. But now I realize why the athletes do it. They get treatment and stuff after.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have the means to do that every time, but I can see
Mhm.
why they built it into their routine because
Yeah.
it does make a world of difference.
Yeah.
But overall, good holiday weekend. And I guess we'll start with the biggest non sport, kind of sport story of the weekend,
Ooh.
which was overwhelming my feed, the Taylor Swift wedding. And I'm happy for Taylor. Obviously, she's had, you know,
Mhm.
man's issues and all these relationship things going on for the past decade, and she gets a lot of hate for no reason. Like, she hasn't really done
Yeah.
anything. I think people are just hating to hate, but clearly, I
Mhm.
mean, she always has a bop. She's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
businesswoman. She is making a ton of money, and she finally found her Prince Charming. I
Yeah.
still think that the Madison Square Garden thing was a little not Taylor-ish.
Yeah.
I think it was a little tacky, but, you know,
I
Given the
agree.
situation, the security, the venue, I'm sure it was magical inside.
Oh, I'm
Just seeing
sure.
all of the stuff go in, like, I'm sure she
Mhm.
transfor and I'm sure there's gonna be some sort of documentary or some
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
magazine exclusive coming out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think literally everyone was there.
Well, and, like, it's come out that Taylor had done interviews leading up to this, right? And she
Mhm.
had said, like, when you're planning weddings or a big party like that, like, you're always have people on, like, the cusp of the
Yeah.
guest list, and she had said months ago, she was like, "I'm not making those cuts." Like, everyone like, you will be invited. I get it. Like, my wedding, we invited, like, 180 people, and we're
Mhm.
just normal human beings.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having a Rolodex like Travis Kelce
Mhm.
or Taylor Swift. Like, that's just, like, their immediate
Yeah.
group of, like, family and friends, right? Because I know that, like, a lot of her backup dancers were there and, like, some of her staff and stuff, which was great, and it's
Mhm.
so fun, and I feel like she's very inclusive with her staff and her workers, which I think is wonderful. She treats them like
Yeah.
normal people. But I agree, when it was confirmed that they got married, I was
Mhm.
a little taken back. I was really hoping it was all a PR stunt, and
Yeah, like a diversion.
yeah, and they were actually going to announce a new album or a media company or something. I
Mhm.
was like, "Give me something to work with," because, again, I get it. They're two of the most well-known. I mean, Taylor is one of the richest people in the world,
Yeah.
but July 3rd in New York
Yeah.
City while FIFA World Cup is going on, like, it's
And a
just
heat wave.
and a heat wave, like, just a little bit
Not
tone.
that she could predict the heat wave,
No, of course not,
but
but you are blocking off and closing Penn Station, which is
mhm.
the most utilized train station probably in the world, if not
Mhm.
definitely the US.
Yeah.
And you're just closing it on a holiday weekend because you're getting married. Whether it was July 3rd or July 13th, it was going to shut down everything. But I also was just a little intrigued with her decision. But hey, you have the money,
Yeah.
you're gonna need the top security. And I mean, MSG is huge. Like, they were able to be able to keep it all contained and
Mhm.
not have any leaks and, people in helicopters trying to get a view or whatever.
Yeah. I will
But
say that was pretty well orchestrated, like, we
oh,
saw the
yeah.
videos of the SUVs going into, like, the private covered
Yeah.
area where people get out of the cars. Like, Anna Wintour, like, take note. The Met
Correct.
Gala, I feel like the Met Gala traffic is always, like, a shit
A
show.
ch
It takes them 45 minutes to go 1 mile
Yeah.
from their hotel to the Met Gala, and I'm not saying they should shut down New York City for the Met Gala, but,
Right.
like, I feel like Anna could do some things because we know the Met
Yeah.
Gala happens the same time every year.
Every year,
Like,
the
you
first
I feel
Monday
like
in
they would have
May.
figured it out. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like they would have figured it out by now, but
Yeah.
going on your comment about the tone deaf, there was one story that came out because we mentioned the heat wave, and
Mhm.
there were thousands of New
Yeah.
Yorkers. Con Edison had major, like, rolling blackouts, there were power outages. So people
Yeah.
were saying it was tone deaf that she was hosting this extravagant thing in the heart of New York City while there were people all over the city without power during one of the hottest weekends of the year.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, I feel a little bit for the rest of New York who
Yeah.
wasn't at this wedding,
Yeah.
but, at the end of the day, it is what it is,
Right, and, like,
but
again, they weren't going to be able to predict that there'd be the
heat
hottest
wave.
heat wave that we've
Yeah.
had, but they've donated $26 million to different charities and things like that. They had 1,000 people at their wedding. You
Mhm.
know that they didn't have a registry? I'm sure they
They were
probably
giving away Cartier watches.
Correct. First of all, you had a raffle at your
Yeah.
wedding. Like,
That's
can
weird
you
too to me.
imagine? Like, what, a 50-50 raffle? Like, in between the ceremony and the reception, you're gonna be like,
Number 101, come down and pick up your
"Come
Cartier watch.
right." Like, look under your seat, and you were the winner of it's just It's wild, but it is what it is. I hope
Now
they
it's
have the
over and we can all
most
move on with our
correct,
lives
like, let's just
until
move
football
on
season
from
starts.
it. Let's just let them live their life. She
Yeah.
is a mastermind at what she does. Her fans are absolutely absurd and insane,
Mhm.
but I respect the crap out of Taylor. So, if that was your fairy tale and that's what you wanted and you dreamed of getting married at MSG, girl, do it
Yeah.
to it.
Good on you. Good on
Mhm.
you. Oh, yeah. That it definitely took over the social media feeds
Oh my
a little
god.
too much than I wanted it
Yes.
to, but
I was just like, "I didn't wanna see this." Yeah, am I interested in what people were wearing?
yeah.
Yes. But also, give it up. Everyone signed NDAs. We're only gonna get so much information.
Yeah, we're only gonna get what Taylor wants us to see, basically,
Yeah.
is what's gonna happen, so but anyways,
I
moving on
know.
to the other biggest story of the weekend, the World Cup,
Yeah.
and if you've been living in some sort of cave hole and not knowing what's going on, specifically with the USA, we'll get into the other matches because I think,
Mhm.
all of the matches had some drama
Yeah.
and they were all great. I actually think that the Mexico England game was probably the best one of the week.
Yeah.
Lots of
A
drama.
lot.
But again, for those who were living in a cave for the past week, USA played Bosnia and Herzegovina on Wednesday. I think about 10 minutes into the second half, Fuller Bulligan got a red card. Wow, that's a mouthful. Flo,
It
we'll just
is.
call him Flo. Flo got a red card and was issued a 1-game ban per red card rules. There was a
Mhm.
lot of debate at the time whether or not it was a red card. And come 5 days later to Sunday, FIFA suspends the 1-game ban, and he is now allowed to play in the round of 16 game against Belgium. Now, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
One, I wrote these down. I have so many notes, but I think it's just because there's a lot of ambiguity too in the rule itself.
Yeah.
I think I've seen every story, every version of this story from a bunch of different people, but I think for the most part, the consensus is amongst players past and present, not just US, all over,
Mhm.
that this wasn't a red card.
Right.
Maybe a yellow card, yes, but not a red card.
Right.
And one of the biggest debates is whether or not there was intention, right? Was he intending to kick this guy the way he did? Which is
Mhm.
no, you can clearly see he wasn't even looking at the guy.
And
However, where we get to the ambiguity in looking at the red card
then
rules, similar to a flagrant foul in the NBA, it's unnecessary and excessive force or whatever, or
Mhm.
endangering the player. And intention is never mentioned. People are saying, well, he didn't intend to do it this way, which he didn't. But in the rules, intention is never
Yeah.
explicitly stated. Excessive is probably the closest. And I don't even think this
Mhm.
was excessive.
No.
Again, that he wasn't aiming for the guy's leg, he was making a play for the
Right.
ball.
Right.
Similar to in the NBA, when they talk about like a wind up to a foul, is that
Mhm.
excessive? Usually they'll just do a regular foul or a flagrant one if
Right.
a player gets injured. So the intent is a little bit
Mhm.
of a gray area.
Yeah.
And then we get into the question of was the VAR misused? Because the VAR can check in
Yeah.
normal speed and it can only intervene for red cards.
Yep.
Now, there wasn't a foul initially called, and the VAR came in afterwards because he saw the Bosnia guy down. So he called in a review because he saw the result of the play. There was no
Mhm.
foul called in real time. And the VAR supposed to check in normal speed. They're only supposed to check in slow mo for faxed,
Right.
meaning like if it's a handball, out of bounds, etc. But for
Yeah.
that, it should have been normal speed. So that's another point of contention. But all that to say, it happened, right? And
Yep.
I think at the end of the day, FIFA just handled it pretty poorly. I think if they had suspended the decision, maybe like within the next day, like within 24 hours, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. There's definitely would still be outcries from various people. Obviously, as American fans, we are happy that Flo gets to play,
Mhm.
but I think the bigger question now is you've set a precedent. There's inconsistency in the rulings. So, what does that mean for the rest of the tournament? Like one of the England players got a red card yesterday. Are
Yeah.
they going to be able, although that one was a little bit, I think that one was a little bit more
Mm,
dodgy.
yeah.
But now our team's going to come out of the woodwork and start contesting.
Yeah.
Is FIFA going to overturn other red cards? And then we have the trump card in play here, which doesn't help our situation.
No, stay
But
in your lane. There are other things to worry about overseas than
yeah,
a red card in the soccer game. But
yeah,
anywho, I don't think it should have been a red card.
yeah.
Nobody asked me. I'm not a ref. I don't think it should be a red. I didn't think it should be a red card.
Amanda, what do you think?
I know, I missed that call when they called me. But I think it brings to light areas of improvement for FIFA, right?
Mhm.
I think it's crazy that there's no appeals process, period, in FIFA, let alone for the World Cup. There's no appeals process for any of the cards. So
Yeah.
the fact that one, you're creating this appeals process when we're going into the 16s
Mhm.
round, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Two, every single red card in FIFA history ever has led to a suspension in the next game.
Mhm.
Period. VAR is never fully accurate. Like, it's never fully accurate whether it's FIFA or they just use it for, like, the Premier League, right?
Mhm.
But I think to your point with the rules and the opportunity that they have moving forward, I mean, should he play? I don't know. Is he going to play? Probably yes.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a huge thing if, say, we win
We're never
and
gonna hear the end of it.
no, and say he scores the winning goal, we're never gonna
Mhm.
hear the end of it, right? But
Yeah.
I think it's you had good comparisons against basketball, but even thinking in, like, the golf perspective, what was the amateur that showed up a minute late to his tee time? He got a
Yeah.
two-stroke penalty.
Yeah.
I
1
they
minute
didn't
or 1 second, it doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference. There's a
They didn't
cutoff.
they didn't care what your excuse was or that you
Mhm.
were in the area. You weren't there when you were supposed to be there. And
Mhm.
these are the rules.
Yeah.
So I think, should it have been a red flag? No. Red card, I mean, no. Do they need to adjust the appeals process? Yeah, I think there should be one moving
Yeah.
forward. I also think they need to get different refs, but that's just also me.
Yeah, apparently this ref has a history of making dodgy calls, like falling
Yeah.
into the corrupt category, which to your earlier point about no appeals, that opens
Mhm.
the door for corrupt refereeing because if people can't
Exactly.
appeal, then whatever the ref wants to do
It's
holds
their
because
game,
yeah. And the
which
irony too is that they used Article 27, which is a rule, to suspend this red card ruling. So it's
it
like a series of
uh,
unfortunate events. But again, it
yeah.
happened. I think FIFA, similar to the NBA, you are the governing body. You are the
Yeah.
organization that makes the rules. You're supposed to hold everyone accountable. As we know in the NBA, between the refs and the players, they figured
Yep.
out how to game the system because you're not holding the line. Similar to your comparison to the PGA in
Yep.
the Garrick Higo situation, they held the line. And whatever his BS excuse was, oh, I was 15 seconds late, not whatever. You missed it.
You missed it. You weren't
So, and
there.
I'm not saying yeah, I'm not saying the PGA is perfect either because clearly they
No.
have issues, but
Yes.
all of these organizations need to get their act together
Mhm.
and
Well,
start holding the line.
and I feel like FIFA would have held the line if they didn't get that phone call. Like,
Yeah,
do you
potentially.
I mean, that's obviously a whole nother controversial conversation, but,
Yeah.
like, would this even have been a topic if the phone call wasn't made?
Mhm.
When I first was, like, hearing about it and listening to it, because, of course, my husband was listening to podcasts and reading all about this overturned call for half the day yesterday. For me, it's almost like, "Oh, well, mom said no, so I'm gonna go tell dad, and dad's gonna
Yeah.
call the school and get me out." Would this be that much of a thing if there wasn't a phone call to get it overturned? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think it just makes us look worse because it's
Mm,
on our turf and it's our team.
yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with the game, but
Yeah.
either way, it's not good for FIFA. I mean, again, with FIFA now, Belgium suffers,
Yeah.
USA suffers.
Yep.
Even whoever wins, somebody suffers because there's gonna be a storyline attached to
Exactly.
it, and it all comes back down to things not being done correctly in the first
Mhm.
place, and
Yeah.
again, we can't reverse anything, and that's just the situation that we're in now, so, like I said, it's just kind of a series of unfortunate events, but
Mhm.
obviously, we're still gonna cheer for the US, and
Yeah.
to me, since and obviously being the soccer novice, since the red card shouldn't have even been issued in the first place. If he
No.
scores, good on him, you know?
Right.
So,
Go US.
yeah. But yeah, I was probably similar to Chad. I was reading every
Yeah.
sort of angle of this. And I think words are important here because people were throwing around things like they reversed, they rescinded, they
Mhm.
did not, they suspended. Again, this is just as a neutral party, but words are important because he's on a 1-year probation. So if this
Yeah.
happens again, then, and they did use a similar thing with Cristiano Ronaldo in the qualifiers. He actually
Yeah.
had a 3-game ban, but they
Mhm.
suspended 2 of them so that he could play in the qualifiers. He potentially would have been out for the first 2 games of the World Cup if it stood. So FIFA has done it, not to this, not,
Extent.
yeah,
Yeah.
not to this extent, but it has been done. But yeah, the timing, it's a whole ball of wax,
Yeah.
this issue. So we'll see how it plays out though, literally when the US plays Belgium in the round of 16. But other notable matches, the David versus Goliath, Argentina versus Cape Verde.
Mhm.
That was a great game, and
That was.
I think everyone was on the Cape Verde train. Seemed like
Yeah.
nobody wanted Argentina to win, and it was close. They brought Argentina to the brink of that game, so
Yeah.
maybe it shows a little weakness, a little hole that the
Mhm.
next I don't know who Argentina's playing in the next round, but maybe that gives that team hope,
Yeah.
whoever
Who
is playing them.
Yeah, I feel like I knew who they were playing, but now I forget. But it's in Atlanta. They're moving up to Hotlanta from
Yeah,
Miami.
ugh, another talk about hot and humid playing.
Correct.
Oh,
Well,
and
and
Miami too. Ugh,
okay, so I when we were watching the Argentina game, I was like, "Oh god, I wonder how hot it is," because I always make fun of the hydration breaks. I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
let's see. Like they really need the hydration break today. Like let's see how hot it
yeah.
is." In Miami, it was 80 degrees.
Probably
Where
humid though.
I mean, probably. But I was just like, "Okay, so it was 25 degrees cooler than it was in
Mhm.
Charlotte."
Yeah,
I
which
was
is
like,
weird.
"Since when do I wanna go to Miami because it's cooler?"
Never. But you bring up the hydration breaks and the FIFA guy. I don't know if it was like the head FIFA guy. I forget his name,
Mhm.
Infantino. I forget if it was him, but he said in an interview that they made the decision for the hydration breaks after the sponsors were signed. So
Yeah.
he's saying that they made the decision based on the right thing to do for the sport and the players, not for the money.
No.
Again,
No,
leave it up to interpretation,
you
but
wanted
yeah.
to make sure you had all the sponsors in place before you were able to actually write it into the rules for the World Cup moving forward, okay?
Yeah.
So, let's look at the appeals process while you're at it.
But, Tiffany appreciates the hydration break
I
because
do too.
yesterday I was like, "I really have to pee and fill up my
Yeah,
water bottle, so bring on the
yeah.
hydration break."
Well, and I feel like
Mhm.
these games have been so good that
Yeah, like, you don't wanna move.
no, and, like, the one time I did, the other teams like, there was a goal while I was
Yeah.
gone for 30 seconds. Yeah, no, it's been good. I have been very enthralled in the World Cup, and now that it's going to be over in the next couple of weeks, I guess just
What
in
are we
time
gonna
for
do?
football season.
True. The other game, Portugal versus Croatia,
Mhm.
and Cristiano Ronaldo did announce that this is gonna be his last, World Cup, similar to, Neymar Jr., which I thought
Yeah,
he was gonna try and play in 2030 because of it being hosted in Portugal, but Portugal won, not without its controversy
no.
with an offside with one of the Croatia goals to, I think, to even it out 2-2.
Mhm.
But for those who aren't aware, the FIFA balls have a chip in them
Mhm.
that can detect where the ball is, if it's touched, things that the refs technically can't see. And the chip in the ball said that a Croatia player touched it, causing it to be offside, and the goal was taken back. So that would have been the equalizer. Is that the term, equalizer? The equalizer goal. But they did not count it, and Portugal went on to win. I think that was the big story before this USA one came out. But in a weird coincidence, and for those who also don't know, they played their game on the 1 year anniversary of Diogo Jota's passing last year.
Mhm.
He was involved in a car crash that unfortunately killed both him and his brother. Apparently he had like lung surgery or something, and they said that he shouldn't fly. So he was trying to get back to England, catch a ferry to England to get back to
Mhm.
Liverpool because he plays for Liverpool. And they got in a car accident on the way there. He had just gotten married 12 days before. His
Yeah.
last post on Instagram were his wedding vows. It was
So
super sad.
sad.
But it's crazy because the player who supposedly touched that ball for offsides, his number was 20, and that was Diogo's number on Liverpool. So,
Mm.
I don't know, say what you want about
No, he was
divine
there.
intervention, but
Yeah.
it was just seemed like it was in the cards. Although, like, definitely a tough break for Croatia. I'm sure they weren't
Yeah.
happy about that call either, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, the France-Paraguay game was also spicy. It seemed like
Mhm.
is it I don't even the players from Paraguay, because I don't know
Yeah.
exactly how to translate that one.
Paraguayans.
Yeah, I don't know. The players from Paraguay seemed like they were just trying to irritate the French players. It didn't seem
Yeah.
like they were really concentrating on the soccer of it all. They were just trying to provoke Mbappe and all the other players. Talk about not issuing red cards. They like
Right.
hit one of the French players in the face. They were messing with like the penalty shot placement. I was like, guys, if you focus more
I
on just
know.
playing the game, maybe it would have been a better outcome for you.
It
Although
just
no, because I think France is awesome. But
yeah, France is real good.
mhm.
But no, and that's what I'm saying, like, these refs are so inconsistent
Mhm.
because the games have been, again, so good, but you have people pushing each other, bleeding, and you're like, "Meh." Meanwhile,
Yeah.
they, like, are running for the ball and accidentally run into someone who is running in their way,
Mhm.
and it's like, "Red." It's like,
Yeah.
I am running full speed. How am I supposed to stop right now?
Yeah. Good to your point about the consistency, like, these were blatant fouls that
Yeah.
didn't get called, like,
Yeah.
so obvious in real
Mhm.
time to the naked eye.
Yes. Right.
So,
Again,
but
put me in. I'm gonna put in my application for a ref for the next World Cup.
yeah, if we again, we're not runners though, so I don't know how we're gonna
No.
last for 90 minutes plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look at
No.
the VAR.
We'll be the people in the booth. Call me up. But yeah, so France won that game. They're gonna play Morocco in a rematch for the next one.
Mhm.
Norway versus Brazil. Our friend Erling Holland scored
Yes.
2 goals for Norway. And
Crushed it.
some of the funniest memes from this weekend are him, like, showing him running after the ball and running after people. Like, imagine this 250-pound Viking just, like, coming
Correct.
after you
Like, he should be a
with his Amanda Batula hair.
I
Like,
literally was gonna say that. I was like, "I can't with this bun.
yeah.
Sir, wrap it around another time." But
Yeah. One more.
also, this guy, he looks like he could play rugby rather than
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Like,
I
he's
mean, maybe he does. He also
oh,
gave me Miss Trunchbull vibes from
ooh,
Matilda.
yeah.
But I also think he's like the Gronk of soccer because
Yeah,
he's just kind of like, and I don't know that much about him. He probably, I mean, he could be super smart, but he just
yeah,
comes off as like this goofy, oafy
yeah.
dude, like running around. There was another video of him like shoveling food in his mouth, and he looks into a mirror and he like scares himself. So I
I
don't know.
love
All
it.
I could think about was Gronk when I
Yeah.
was watching him interact, but he has tied Messi and Mbappe for 7 goals and is in the race for the Golden Boot,
That's awesome.
which apparently is a thing.
Yeah.
And the one goal that Brazil did score was on a penalty.
Mhm,
Neymar shot that one. It is also his last World Cup. He announced his retirement after,
mhm.
And at first I was like, why wouldn't they let Vinny Jr. shoot it? And I was like, oh, this is probably because this is Neymar's last
Yeah.
World Cup. And someone on Instagram said, like, I love how Brazil gave Neymar a make-a-wish penalty kick.
Well,
But they would have done the same thing for Ronaldo.
yeah.
So, well, they did,
I
but
mean, have you seen the memes about Trump being the Make-A-Wish kid for FIFA?
yes, yeah,
Like,
because he gets to like present the trophy or whatnot. Like, why are you treating Trump like a make-a-wish kid?
God.
Yeah. And then the last game of the weekend, England versus Mexico, which I
Yeah.
think I stated before was, I think, the best match of the weekend. Jude Bellingham
Mhm.
scored 2 goals, I think, within like a minute and a half of each other
Yeah.
in the first half. And then there were some penalty kicks. I don't know the sequence of events, but Mexico scored one. Then Harry
Mhm.
Kane scored one. And
Hooray.
Mexico scored another one. Jude and Declan Rice both have a yellow card though, so
They do.
they need to watch themselves
Yeah.
for the next one.
Yeah. I will
But
say,
yeah,
I feel like Mexico was playing, I don't wanna say dirty. I mean, they were
yeah,
playing the game well. Were
mhm,
they good sportsmen? Did they have good sportsmanship? I don't think so.
yeah. It did seem like they had the momentum in the first half until Jude
Yeah.
scored those goals. Like it seemed like the tide
Yeah.
was in Mexico's favor. But
Yeah.
similar to Paraguay, they were saying whatever the South America is, it starts with a C. I don't know how to pronounce it, but the South American league that they all
Mhm.
play in,
Mhm.
it seems like that's potentially how they play in South America.
Yeah.
And they were like,
100%.
Euros, welcome to South America.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
because
have
the
to watch some of
Euros
those games.
definitely don't play that dirty. I needed Harry Kane to score one more goal to hit a big bet, and he didn't, so it is what
Amanda,
it is,
with the sports betting,
you
did
know?
you hear? Well, we'll get to it when we get to golf, but the Jordan Spieth in a press conference said that sports betting is one of the biggest reasons for all of the cheering and whatever stuff at golf tournaments now, like trying to impact players and whatnot, which is funny because he's a DraftKings sponsor, but
Yeah. But
which I don't disagree with.
yeah,
I
I was gonna
mean,
say, I don't disagree with that. I can totally see that. Now people have, like, stake in the game,
mhm.
literally.
How dangerous is that though? Like,
Can you so dangerous.
it's been bad, but like it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, listen, the whole sports betting, pros and cons. Pros and
Yeah.
cons, but I'm waiting for a big payout, Jordan Spieth.
Is it through DraftKings? You use DraftKings?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a wild week for the World Cup. I rescind all of what I said about the VAR last week because
Yeah,
now I am anti VAR, just seeing it how it's been playing
yeah,
out. And it's just making Scott Foster look like a saint
yeah,
the way that they're operating. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens this week. We mentioned USA plays Belgium, Portugal plays Spain, which, if
yes.
anything, the World Cup is giving people a history lesson. I've been all about the memes this week, but someone posted it's a match of the original colonizers. Yeah. So you learn some history along the
Not
way.
wrong.
France versus Morocco, again, a rematch. And Norway, the Vikings will play the English. So we'll
Yes.
see how that match goes. And I think that's just one side. I think that's
Yeah.
literally just the left side of the bracket. Again, we forgot who Argentina's playing, but it's okay. We don't care about Argentina.
Egypt.
Okay. Yeah. Egypt and Morocco are the last African
Mhm.
nations left. All the other ones got knocked out.
You know
And they
what?
were
Good
close,
for
like
them.
Ghana, Senegal,
Yeah,
Cape Verde, they were all close, and they
yeah.
like literally the second half. I think 2 of them got knocked out in like the 86th minute of the match,
Mhm.
which is wild. But
Yeah,
in Wimbledon, which also consumed a lot of my life this
yeah,
past week, there were some golfers at Wimbledon. The European
yeah,
Ryder Cup team, or at least part of them, was in the royal box. Rory with his
yeah.
Masters jacket, Tommy Fleetwood, Justin Rose, and Captain Luke Donald and their wives were all in the royal box. They were there for a Sinner match and a Djokovic match.
Mhm.
And Djokovic made a little cheeky comment with Rory about playing him for his Masters jacket because everyone's coming out in like these fancy jackets and outfits now. The walk on for
Mhm.
Wimbledon or tennis is turning
It
into,
is something.
yeah. Aaron Rye was also there too in the Royal Box on a different day. Charlie Hull was there. And then they brought out, I don't know if it was like a special thing, but there was one day where they had like a bunch of tennis legends, English women's soccer players were there, a bunch of Olympians. Princess Catherine was there because she is the, not sponsor, what's the word? She is the patron of Wimbledon. So she always shows up, especially when it gets to the final matches. The big story last week, we talked about Serena coming back. She lost her singles match and also got an injury, her knee injury during that match. So she had to pull out
Yeah.
of the doubles with Venus, which is unfortunate. But she gave it a good run. It went to 3 sets. It looked like it was a little bleak for a little while there, and then she came back. But you could definitely tell like the movement isn't there.
Yeah, she had to get
So
her knee drained of extra
yeah, that was
fluid.
gross. Yeah.
Not
Ugh.
great.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in the US Open
Yeah.
in New York. So we'll hold out for that if the knee gets better. The top women players are out. Sabalenka's out, Iga's out, Rybakina's out. Coco, Madison Keys, and Jessie Pegula are still in. They'll be playing this week, and unfortunately, the Americans have to play each other. Like Pegula
I
knocked out another
know.
American. Jessie and Coco are gonna play each other next. So it's kind of a bummer that they have to
Yeah.
play each other and knock each other out. And Taylor Fritz is the only American male left. Your friend Big Foe got knocked
Big
out over the
foe.
knocked out over the weekend, but
Big foe
unf
going home.
unfortunately, I wouldn't bank our US men's American hopes on Big Foe.
Mm-mm.
And I will give an honorable mention to the Grigor Dimitrov and Matteo Berrettini match.
Mm.
One, because it's kind of like the old heads playing, but it was probably the prettiest match of the
Yeah.
tournament between the two of them. I mean, we all know Matteo Berrettini,
Mhm.
but Grigor is not bad to look at himself. So,
No.
if anything, it was a match of the pretty faces.
Yeah.
Going to the NBA, the biggest story out of that, Jaylen Brown. Whoa. Traded to the 76ers for Skittles.
Yes.
They traded him for Paul George, who has been traded so many times. He's 36 years old, and like a couple of first round picks, a couple of second round picks. I think everyone in Boston wanted to jump into the harbor when that was announced
Yeah.
because Jaylen Brown, your finals MVP. And there's so many rumors, it's hard to tell what's true. There's rumors about his relationship with Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown is really, really smart. He went to Cal Berkeley. He's been kind of outspoken about a number of issues, especially social issues, similar to Kyrie Irving. So there's stuff about that. But apples to apples, like Jaylen Brown for Paul George and picks is so lopsided. I know that the Celtics need to make space in the cap, but the salary cap, but
But like,
my God, like that just seems like a
yeah.
desperate move, especially trading him to a team that you lost to in the playoffs that's in your division. Like they have a pretty stacked team. I don't like Joel Embiid, but I mean it
Yeah.
is what it is. They are a great team, and now you just made them even stronger. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe they have another move up their sleeve, but
I'm
yeah,
waiting
yeah,
because when I saw that
not looking good.
notification come through, I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah,
They traded what? For
yeah,
who? Got it.
exactly.
Understood. Mhm.
Yeah, and Jalen even went on his Twitch stream to talk about it. He talked
Yeah.
about how his facilities access card didn't work. Like, you know, the meme where the guy
My
goes to the
god.
door and his key doesn't work. He's like, yeah, they took away my access really quickly. And he didn't ask for a trade,
No.
which is notable. So whatever rumors, like he didn't ask to be traded. Like he didn't
Yeah.
want out of Boston, apparently. And you never even if they got 4 picks, you never know if those picks are gonna amount to anything. And they
No.
could take like 5 years to come to fruition if you're
Well, I was
developing
gonna
a player.
say, correct. To me, it just reads like it's a rebuilding year. Like they're gonna get a
Yeah.
bunch of new kids. They're coming in out of college.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a new team and just start to train them up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll see.
They've made it definitely clear that they're building around Jason Tatum. Like anything involving Jason Tatum is off the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, very interesting move.
Well,
And we're still waiting on another LeBron decision. The rumors are that he is gonna go back to Cleveland.
I
The
think he
Cavs
will.
also have a pretty stacked team. The Cavs are rumored to be saving a roster spot for Bronny. I feel bad for Bronny because it's
I
like
know.
I'm sure he hears all of it and he knows what's coming, but for me, like, I would wanna build my career on my own and
Not
not
around
be
where
in the
my dad
shadow
yeah.
yeah, of my dad. So, I just feel bad for him because I think he is a good player, obviously coming off of a heart surgery, also just needing to develop as a player, but it's just been overshadowed with wherever
Yeah.
whatever LeBron wants, wherever LeBron goes.
Yeah, Bronny's not gonna be able to really start to spread his wings until after
Yeah.
LeBron retires. Unfortunately, that's just the name of the game. Like, he's just gonna continue to live
Mhm.
in the shadow, and maybe this is, maybe LeBron will just sign for another one-year deal and play another season with his son and then be done, but I don't know.
Yeah.
This man like is beating father time. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know how he is still kicking
Yeah.
and still one of the best ever.
'Cause he could get the massages after the game,
Exactly.
unlike the rest of us who have to suffer. I mean, yeah, similar to what we were saying about the Lakers, like, they won't be able to do I mean, they made a bunch of pickups after LeBron
Yeah.
announced that he wasn't coming back, but,
Mhm.
as we can see, all of the decisions hinge on LeBron. So
Right.
the Lakers made all these moves after he said he wasn't coming back. So, we'll see how that goes, with the Lakers. Now we can get to the golf updates, and definitely a little light this week just because of the schedule, but also the John
Mhm.
Deere was a little sleepy the first few days, but a great outcome. Chris Gotterup is your winner. Third win of the season. We love Chris Gotterup.
Yeah.
We had a little tie to Jersey, to Chad, your husband, from a coach
Yes.
perspective. His brother was on the bag for him, so he got emotional during his post-round interview with Amanda
Mhm.
Balionis, saying that his brother got was able to take PTO and caddy for him. He shot a 62 on Sunday, which is crazy. I think that's 9 under.
Yeah.
I think most of it really picked up on the back nine, so he kinda came out of nowhere,
Mhm.
and he was tied with Ben Coles up until the 18th hole. Ben hit his I think his second shot into the water on 18 and double bogeyed, so that dropped him back, and that double bogey actually gave Max Homa a solo second win, which is great
Mhm.
because Max has dropped off a bit the last few years. This is the best he's finished in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So good for Max as well with the solo second. But Chris takes home 1.584 million. Now they're going to be headed overseas, the Genesis Scottish Open, which
Mm.
Chris was a winner last year.
Yeah.
And that kind of set his 2026 season into motion. So
Yeah.
that's great for him. And people are saying like he should definitely be on that President's Cup team.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if he qualifies now because of this win, but people are
Yeah.
saying he should be
He
considered for
sh
that team for sure.
He should. I mean, obviously, I'm biased because Chris Gotterup is a familiar name in this household. I feel like he's been in the top 10, 20 majority of the different courses that he's played this year,
Yeah.
the rounds that he's played. So,
He's been contending for sure.
yeah, he's been very consistent. I think a big part of that, like you said, is because of Jason Birnbaum, his
Shout
swing
out,
coach.
Jason.
His swing coach out of Manhattan Woods. But yeah, I think it would be great to see him out there. And I think that this is probably going to be the first of many wins for Chris. So,
Yeah. And it'd be nice to see a switch up on these teams too, because it's been
mhm.
not to say that the players are bad and they make the team obviously because they're top ranked, but
Right.
it's kind of been the same team for a while. So it'd be good to get some fresh blood in there and kind of mix it up, see
Yeah.
how it goes. But that would be great for Chris if he made that President's Cup team
Mhm.
and maybe the next Ryder Cup team as well if he keeps up the play. But 3 wins, I think 4 in the last year, and that's up
Yeah.
there with like Scotty and Rory. Like there
Yep.
hasn't been a player that has won that many tournaments within a year. So good on you, Chris, and you can give your brother some of the percentage of the
Yeah.
1.5 million for caddying for you. We mentioned coming up the Genesis Scottish Open at the Renaissance Club in
Mhm.
Scotland. This is a co-sanctioned event between the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour, so the field is
Huh.
pretty stacked. There's going to be a mix of PGA Tour players, DP World Tour players, especially the ones who have paid their fines and are coming back. And, Brooks Koepka got a sponsor exception, so he's gonna be playing. It's definitely gonna be a tournament to watch because all the big fellas
Yes.
are in this one, and it's obviously the lead up to the Open Championship, which I think will be the week after.
Yes.
So, we'll see how that goes. And then the ladies are also in Europe. They are in France.
France.
in Evian for the Evian Championship. Last year's winner was Grace Kim,
Mm,
and Grace Kim actually won last year as the world number 99, which is
crazy.
rare. She's the first player outside of the top 50 to win since that tournament became a major. So that was kind of
That's
a cool
awesome.
stat that I saw. And I would imagine that this course is beautiful, one being in France, but apparently
Yeah.
it overlooks Lake Geneva. There's the Alps in the background. So
Wow.
just a nice, serene golf course to look at.
Yeah, I mean, when we were watching the Winter Olympics and seeing how pretty some of the areas are, this overlooking Lake Geneva and the Alps, sign me up. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yep. We'll add that to our list. I wonder if that's in
Yeah.
the because I just bought the book, the 150 golf courses you need to play before you
Yeah.
die. So I'm gonna look and see. I'm only on Africa, so
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
see if it shows up in the Europe
Yeah,
part of the book. Do you guys have that book too? I feel
we
like I
do.
saw it at your house. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just bought it recently at like a store up here in Solana Beach. So I was like, this looks familiar,
Yeah.
but I'll keep you
Definitely have
posted.
it. Yeah. No, definitely do. Because I mean, that's one of Chad's favorite things to talk about. The different
Golf
courses
courses.
and the landscape and all of that. And he is slowly chipping away at that top 100. Some of those are just the pictures
Mm,
just don't even do it justice. It's so
yeah.
crazy how pretty some of these golf courses are.
I can't imagine getting to all of them though, because like looking at
No.
some of the ones in Asia,
Yeah.
unless you're taking a trip and you're out there for like 2 to 3 weeks when you can bounce around to different
Yeah.
golf courses, like I feel like it's virtually impossible. Unless I'm winning the Mega Millions and I don't have a job anymore, I don't see how it's possible.
Listen, I feel
Which I'm
like
still holding out hope
I
for that.
mean, correct. Would you rather have a massage every other week before your round or be able to go to all of the 100 courses? Well, I guess
I think
you
all of the
I
100
mean,
for
I guess a massage before and after every single round you play for the rest of your life,
man. I mean,
right?
I think I'm always about the travel experiences, so I think I would
Yeah,
still pick the top 100, but my question is, are those trips paid for? Because how
probably
else am
not.
I gonna get there? Okay,
No.
well,
If you have the money, would you
okay.
rather travel? I mean, obviously, I know you're going to say travel and do that. Because if
Yeah,
you
I
have the
think
money to
travel.
do that, you're going to be able to get a massage before and after every every
Yeah.
round.
Yeah, I think definitely travel to the
Yeah.
top 150. That would just be insane. I haven't even cracked the surface of the United States. Like,
Oh
just
yeah.
seeing all the courses that Chad has played compared to what I like, no way. Not even
Yeah.
close, but we're getting there. We're making
Yes.
strides. And similar to the Scottish Open, this is also a co-sanctioned event between the LPGA and the Ladies European Tour. So the field is mixed between LPGA players and let players. Actually was a let tournament before it became a major and got picked up by the LPGA. And probably the biggest story, Nelly, if she
Mhm.
wins, Grand Slam. So that'll
You go,
definitely
girl.
be something to watch. Yeah, so we are going to be mentally heading overseas.
Mhm.
I have started my French Duolingo again.
Ooh,
It's a very hard language. There's a
it's
lot of
very
extra
hard.
letters that you don't pronounce. A lot of the words that are
Yeah.
spelled differently are pronounced similarly. But this World Cup has gotten me back into exploring all the international things and learning about different cultures and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So we'll see what happens with the Gulf as they head overseas to Europe. We'll see what drama unfolds with the
Mhm.
World Cup, and maybe we'll get some photos from Taylor Swift's wedding. Who knows? But we are dead smack in the middle of summer. It's getting busy. It's getting hot. Stay hydrated. Take your hydration breaks,
Yes.
everyone.
Take your hydration
And
breaks.
yeah, exactly. And we'll see you all for our next episode of In the Cup. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.